Hi Tyler, this is Jim Gillis with Win My Vote, and sorry I don't have my camera on. I'm not in my office right now, so I'm not really the background's not set up for it. But I wanted to get you this as soon as possible. So first we'll talk a little bit about the National Student Parent Mock Election. And here, oops, that's the other one we did. So this is the National Student Parent Mock Election. It's been around since 1980. It was 100% paper, and a lot of the teachers were sort of complaining a little bit and opting out over the last couple of elections simply because of the paperwork, and it became very expensive to send out all the ballots and all that. So in 2016, we, Win My Vote, took them 100% online, so that the teachers and the students could just log in, get their ballots, do their classroom discussions, comment online and offline, and then actually vote online. And all of the tallying of the votes was all done, by us as well. So this is their site, and again, I think it's about 50 million teachers and students served since 1980, and in 2016 there's about 5 million teachers and students that participated. We're now sort of just in the beginning stages of formulating the 2018 mock election, and it's going to be, a lot better. The web page is being totally redone. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be online. We're trying to get the candidates to actually, have videos directed at the students, and we have very, very big plans and an entire new board. And I can talk with you about that another time. But the flexibility of Win My Vote would allow for things like college elections, but again, it functions a lot like a poll as well. So if you wanted to, you could do a poll of colleges. You could send out an invite to the Democrats of California, Berkeley, have them send out invites to all of their members. Their members get their ballot, they listen to the candidates, they click on which one they would plan to vote for, and there's your poll. And the nice thing about this is it's not expensive, it's free, but the other thing is that it can be done very quickly, and then it's ongoing. Like moving forward, you can check in a month from now, and send out, has anything changed? Are you guys still planning to vote for the person that you're going to vote for? That type of stuff, which will allow you to get some new numbers, right? We also did a mock election for the National Student Council, and this is student councils from all over the country. They met at sort of like a year, the national convention or whatever. There's about 1,100 kids in Oregon, and we did this in like June of 2016, and it was a much closer race than anyone expected. I mean, it was Hillary and Donald Trump were neck and neck to the very end. And I remember talking with the organization heads, the people that were running the convention, and they were really surprised. And we had a little bit of news coverage, but not much. But I remember thinking to myself, this is strange, because these young kids that want to get into government typically are Democrats, and they're typically left-leaning, and wow, like, how is this thing even close? But here is the site, and I've already signed in. The kids that did the mock elections landed on a different landing page that said mock election. They would go in, they would type in their name, their district name, their school name, teacher's name, and then they would get a ballot. And the ballot would look similar to this. I can actually show you the ballot. It's this one right here. So this is what they would see. Now, in the mock election, they did the president's race, they did state executives, and they did Congress. If there were senators running, we would have them on the ballot, and then they did, all of the House of Representatives. So they would scroll down, and they, could see those. Now, this one right here is a San Francisco one that we did for the general public. We just kind of mixed the ballots there after the fact. So you'll see these go all the way down to school board and other small community college. That's from an old demo. And then we even cover all of the state propositions as well as the local measures. And the way that those look is that you just click on them. You can read the actual proposition. You can see a little 1-minute explainer video.
Prop 55 in 1 minute, taxes for education. 4 years ago, a tax on the wealthy was passed to help fund education.
And then you can obviously see the real language. And then you can see groups and organizations that are supporting it and groups and organizations that are opposing it. And this is where your organization would come in as a trusted source. So as a voter, I select trusted sources that I want to know if they're supporting it or they're opposing it. So for example, Ethan Behrman, I listen to him on the radio. We think alike. We have a lot of similarity when it comes to our politics and our philosophy and that type of stuff. So I select him as a trusted source because I want to hear what he has to say about Prop 55. So I can click on that.
When does temporary mean temporary? Well, it doesn't here in California when it comes to money and taxes. We passed Proposition 30 back in 2012 with a Board of Education and a District Board of Education. All other states have two, state level, district level. I say absolutely no. By the way, I have kids in public schools in California. I want the best public schools. I still say no on Prop 55.
And then let's say if I really, he carries a lot of weight. This actually starts as undecided. Sorry about that. But then I would say no on that, and then I would go back to my ballot, and then you would see that says no. And then these right here, again, that's kind of left over from the mock election. We had some questions, and once it gets to 1,000, we start displaying the percentages here of the people voting yes, voting no, and undecided. So all of that said, this is a demo ballot. This is a demo site. I'll give you a sneak peek at the end of the new site, which is going to look much, much different. This was really built, more as a voting engine just to get things up and running. But excuse me, I also wanted to show you what it looks like when you click on the candidate profile themselves. So I can click on the candidate. And the candidate here, they build their own profile. So you can see these little edit buttons here, right? So if I'm the candidate, I can click on edit, and I can just do I can put an image in this spot, I can put text in this spot, or I can use a video. And for the video, we use the share URL from YouTube. So you just do you just do share on YouTube, do a cut and paste, put it right in there, hit save, and then it plays real time in there, and then a voter can just watch it.
Because when families are strong, America is strong. So I'm hitting the road to earn your vote. Because
yeah, I wish you would have said win your vote. Anyway, so I can also see here groups and organizations and individuals that have endorsed this candidate, and I can scroll through those, and I can go back again. And I can see all of them. And again, this is just a demo ballot, so all of them aren't presented here. But let's say if I really like Mark Cuban and I say, oh, well, I didn't know Mark Cuban endorsed Hillary. Let's hear what he has to say.
Leadership is not yelling and screaming and intimidating. Right? Yeah, she knows. And she knows. You know what we call a person like that? The screamers, the yellers, the people who try to intimidate you. You know what we call a person like that in Pittsburgh? A jagoff.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I never heard that video before. But anyway, there's lots of other things I can do here. I can message the candidate, and I can see a full bio. Maybe there's more information there. And again, just to let you know that the new candidate profile looks much different than this. But it's almost all the same. So all the same information will be put in by the candidate. It's just going to be arranged differently and have a little bit nicer interface. But I can share this with friends on social media. I can even create a group if I want. And I can create a group same way I would create a Facebook group, and I can make endorsements and that type of stuff. But let's say if I want to vote for this candidate, I can click on the candidate star here, and then when I go back to my ballot, you can see that the candidate is now moved into first position and the nameplate is green. Now, if I were to favorite someone who wasn't already in first position simply because of the percentage of favorites, right? I could click on Gary Johnson. He would move to the first position. You'd still see his percentage, and then they would be ranked in order of percentage there. So when it comes to groups and organizations and trusted sources, I'll show you how those work. So we can look at the AFL-CIO, and it's sort of like a Facebook page. It's pretty basic. Again, we've totally redone this, which I'll show you in 1 second. But the way that I'm just going to show you the new version because it's totally different when it comes to the groups and organizations, or what we call trusted sources. Okay, so apologize. The only thing I could find were these PowerPoint, wireframe markups that we were using, but I think you'll get the message. So the new groups and organizations page will look like this. It'll have the group or organization here. They will have their ballots. So if I'm a group or organization and I want to make endorsements, I select an endorsement ballot. I can say San Francisco, California, or Los Angeles, California, or San Diego, California, or I can say New York, New York, or Miami, Florida, whatever it is. I get that ballot, and then I just start clicking on these stars to endorse the candidate. And again, if it was more functional, I'd show you how you can scroll down and you can do all that. And then after the group or organization goes and makes all of their endorsements, they can do written endorsements and or video endorsements, and I'll show you what that looks like in 1 sec. I'm going to go back to the old one to do that. So when you make an endorsement, you'll click on the candidate and it will ask you, do you want to do a written or a video endorsement, and you say yes. You can stick the share URL from YouTube right in there, and the endorsement will just play on this candidate's profile. Or you can do a written one in here, and you can do this in text, and you can make it bold or italics, and you can put in links, and you can put in images. You can even embed additional videos into that, kind of any way you want. As a matter of fact, I'll do one for you right now. So here is the AFL-CIO's YouTube page. So we would just, let's just for this demo, we'll just use this one. But obviously, it would be an endorsement one, right? And let's see here.
Hi, I'm Liz Schuler, Secretary Treasurer.
So what you do is you just click the share button. This is the URL that pops up. You just put copy, and then you'd go here and you'd paste it into there and just click publish, and that's it. And then we'll go to Hillary's profile and we'll look at it. So here I am on my ballot, and when I click on her profile, I'll now be able to, well, instead of scrolling through, I'll just say see all, right? And now when I see all, I see that the AFL-CIO has endorsed her, so I can click on it there, or I can also go through here and I can see, the actual thumbnail of the video that the AFL-CIO have, used to endorse her. So I can click on that, and then I can just watch it.
Hi, I'm Liz Schuler, Secretary Treasurer of the AFL-CIO.
And this makes it really simple for groups and organizations to go through and make, lots of endorsements, up and down, all sorts of ballots, and they can really coordinate their endorsements as well. And then as I'll show you real quickly. I know this video is getting really long, so I'll just tell you. So as a member, I can go to your ballot, the one that I had showed you before. So this is the voter view of the AFL-CIO, the Trusted Sources page. And with this, I'm able to see different ballots. So this one happens to be the Arizona ballot. And again, don't worry, these probably aren't consistent. We're really just mocking them up for the direction for the coders. But I can see, these are the candidates that this group, have endorsed for those races, for governor, secretary of state. So I'm only seeing their endorsements. And when I do that, I can kind of scroll down and I can see that they haven't endorsed in some races, they have in others. And then I can click right on there and I can, watch the video endorsement of that candidate. And I may even say, yeah, I want to do that. So I can then click straight onto that star, and then that candidate will be favorited on my ballot. So I can really just, if I really trust the AFL-CIO, if I'm a hardcore union guy and that's the way I vote, I can just do straight trusted source ticket kind of and just vote the way they're voting. Or I can go through here and say, yep, I agree with that, and I just click the star, and I can go down and say, yep, I agree with Mayor of Seattle as well, click on that star. I can do, vote all the same way, or I can do them one by one. And again, that really allows a lot of people to coordinate their votes moving forward and managing their votes, so that it's not this sort of last minute big event where everyone, is thinking they're on the same page, and then an election happens and what the thing that happened in 2016, right, where all of a sudden everyone's going, what happened? So would love to talk with you all about it. This is just a small percentage of what the site does. It does so many other things. We're really aiming for this to be sort of everything civic or everything voting, so that you can really start getting involved, and it's not such a big event to have an election. It's more of a process. It's more of a a month before the election, my ballot is done, I'm fine-tuning it, I'm communicating with friends, we're all on the same page, that type of thing. Anyway, hopefully that answered some of your questions, and I'd be happy to walk you through any types of demos and give you an idea. Oh, I should show you the what the candidate profile, the new ones, look like. So this is what the new ballot is going to look like, and you can see here that there's a little bit more information, right up front for people, and then if you click on the candidate, you'll see the new candidate profile. And sorry about my video is not grabbing the whole screen, so sorry about that. It's kind of cutting off the header up on top, but essentially it's a lot cleaner of a look, and then you're able to simply click on About Me, and you go down sort of the different issues that the candidate may have, and then you can go into endorsements, and you can kind of see the different endorsements as well, and then do that type of stuff. So hopefully that helps, and would love to talk with you about it, and get your thoughts and feedback, and maybe even some features that you'd like to see. Thanks. Bye.